Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Fall into a gravity-defying adventure. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of one of the very best games that you can get for your PS4 or Vita. This is Gravity Rush Remastered. Get ready to have a complete disregard for gravity in Gravity Rush. If you like the look of this game during this review, don't walk, don't run, fly out of control to your nearest video game retailer. And pick up a copy of this incredible game for your PlayStation 4, Gravity Rush Remastered, which was originally released on the PlayStation Vita way back in 2012. A somewhat abstract, artsy game that's far more playable than it first appears, and it's really cool. Gravity Rush is kind of hard to describe because I can't compare it to anything else specifically. If you haven't played the game, the controls probably look a bit weird. Because you can run around on the ground and explore these weird-ass cityscapes, but you can also mess with the forces of gravity, pick a point, and then fly there, as long as your energy meter is full. So maybe it's like a Spider-Man game that doesn't suck. I haven't played this on the Vita, although I've heard it's excellent. On the PlayStation 4 at least, when you hit the R1 button, that pulls up the thing that looks like a camera viewfinder. Hitting the R1 again will launch Cat, spelled with a K, in that direction, out of control. And that's what gives the game a lot of character, when she's just flying through the air, flailing her arms and legs. While you're in that mode, you can also hit the square and the triangle button to attack enemies. Getting the hang of the controls in Gravity Rush takes some time. You can also do full tilt and move controls with your PlayStation 4 controller, and presumably the Vita as well. It's hard to describe the plot of this game. You're a pretty girl who wakes up in a floating city with a magic talking cat named Dusty who gives you the power to control gravity, and you're saving this city from attacking monsters and gravity storms. One could say that you're the administrator of this weird-ass floating city. That's right. Gravity Rush definitely reaches Lando status. It's that good. Think of this one as a bit of an open-world action game mixed with a JRPG, mixed with a puzzle game, mixed with I don't know what else to compare it to, but everyone who's played it seems to love Gravity Rush. It's a fairly sizable game and a lengthy adventure when you're not busy admiring the art design or rocking out to the incredible soundtrack. It turns into a challenging game where you must master the controls in order to survive, and also make sure to pick up all of those purple gems you'll need to level up or you won't get anywhere. You increase your health, your gravity-defying skills, and your attack power. The beginning of the game, which will definitely seem confusing, trust me, get through it and it'll start to make more sense, sees Cat basically saving and reassembling this giant city, and there's new places to explore and lots of new purple gems to collect. Don't forget to search beneath the city. At some point it turns into Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, but thankfully without the awful Tina Turner song. Every now and then you have to take a break on a space lily pad to recharge your gravity meter. As you play through Gravity Rush, you'll also unlock loads of challenge missions. There's races, there's battles. At one point it turns into some kind of a weird-ass puzzle game, but it's always incredibly enjoyable. And I have to admit that I've really enjoyed the soundtrack for this one as well. I'm glad that this was remastered for the PlayStation 4 because there's so many great games on the Vita, which remind me of the golden age of Japanese games in the mid to late 90s where they were trying new things with big budget games. Except, since the Vita bombed, so many people missed games like Gravity Rush and Freedom Wars. In a sea of mediocre, Me Too big budget games, Gravity Rush stands out as something really special. It looks great, it sounds great, and it plays like a boss. I don't particularly care for cats, but I would take a magic cat named Dusty, no doubt named after the G.I. Joe character. And once again, thanks to everyone who hung out with me on Twitch as I was playing this and exploring and collecting gems and messing with the poor citizens of this floating city. It's fun to pick them up and just fling them over the edge. That's a very Lando thing to do. And of course, I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you going to PlayStation 4 fanboy of all time, Kelvin from Cuba, Missouri. Thank you very much. Gravity Rush has been amazing. If only there were a sequel. Oh, I hear we're getting one. Good. I think it says something that the comic book or manga cutscenes in this game completely flatten and blow away. Big budget Me Too CGI cutscenes. They're not better than 1990s era live action cutscenes on cardboard sets, but, you know, what is? Gravity Rush Remastered. Hopefully we'll get some more of the Vita's catalog remastered on PlayStation 4 like Freedom Wars, please. That game is excellent. Until then, play this one. It looks as good as it plays, and it plays as good as it looks. If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey! Michael Fernandez! People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver! Woo! EDM! Jason from British Columbia. Philipp Straubenmueller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, CapDauntless, Breyer. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kanne, Master of Thunder. Chip Senkbeil, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Ric de Barros gets the extra disco. Michael and Arianna Nelson, Fighters of the Future. That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud, and the party rocking for Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sérgio, Matheus, Hergert, Tubular, Will.